Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning with another great episode of Coffee with Chris. I hope you guys are doing great this morning. Get my mic working here. Hopefully, you guys can hear me pretty well. Let's just do a little simple mic check while I'm here. Okay, good. So, you guys can hear me. That's good. So, if you guys have never been here before, this is Coffee with Chris. I do this every Friday morning around 10 a.m. We're a little bit over. Sometimes that happens. But other than that, we talk everything about coffee. I normally do some kind of coffee review and tasting. And then we go into normally some little bit of news, some different articles and things like that that have to do with coffee. And then, of course, we always talk about the events and everything that has to do with hot shots here as well, which I will get into a little bit today too. So let's first talk about the coffee. So last time we talked a little bit, I think we did a review over some cider. And today I'm actually tasting, this is a local coffee shop here. I believe it's in Frisco, but it's called Renew. I don't know if you can see that. So it's Renew Coffee and Bakery. And I actually got something called a Spanish latte. So I don't know if you guys are out there and you know what a Spanish latte is. I'm going to look in the comments, see if you guys know what a Spanish latte is. Let me know. And then I'm going to do a tasting of this thing. So it doesn't look like many people know what a Spanish latte is, but that's okay. So a Spanish latte is basically an espresso, and then it's mixed with textured milk, and then it also has a little bit of condensed milk mixed in with it. So it's basically two types of milk, the sweetened condensed milk with the regular milk, and then a shot of espresso. So let's try it. It's pretty good. Pretty good. It has a little bit of to me, it has like a little spice taste. I don't know if they put any cinnamon or anything in this, but I can definitely taste the sweetness. It's very, very good. And I've had coffee from here before. I do like it, and they deliver. So I can't have any complaints about that. So yeah, so if you're in the area, check them out. Renew Coffee and Bakery. They're somewhere here in Frisco. I just actually had some granola too, so hopefully it's not my beard. But they had some good little parfait as well that was really, really good. Oh, okay. So my mother's saying, what is textured milk? Well, so textured milk, basically just milk, textured, froth milk is, I'm assuming. Textured milk, really sweet. No. So Vietnamese, if you guys are familiar with the Vietnamese trend of coffee, they use condensed milk and then they just actually pour regular coffee. So this is kind of similar take on that, only it's a shot of espresso, milk, and then condensed milk. So the Vietnamese coffee is basically coffee, so a fresh brewed coffee, and then you would actually pour that over, or you would do kind of like a pour over into kind of like a little bit, I think it's 2 tablespoons or something, someone out there can tell me, but condensed milk. So then you would do condensed milk with that. There's one called, I can't remember, Liz would tell me, but there's a brand actually out there. The popular trend with Vietnamese coffee is it's more like a little mini pour over, basically. And so you have the cup and it has the coffee grounds and everything in it sitting on top. And then you would brew over top of that. And then the condensed milk would be actually in the cup, in the bottom of the cup. So, yeah, really good. So let's break into some news. And of course, if you guys don't know, right here is where you can find us. Remember to like us on Facebook, Instagram, all those great things. TikTok, TikTok. Now, TikTok on Sunday, you won't be able to probably download it anymore. If you guys haven't heard the news, they might be doing away with TikTok slowly. Oracle is working a deal with them. So hopefully we'll still be there. I think we got until like November 12th or something before they actually make any changes for the people that are already on there. But you might not be able to download TikTok after Sunday based on what's going on. So if you are interested in TikTok and you're interested in following us and you don't have it yet, go download it. And as long as you're in a safe environment and it's not on a work phone, you're probably fine. Facebook, YouTube, obviously, you guys are following us. Remember, I have a personal profile for Facebook, so go check that out. It's called, just go at or search the Mobile Coffee Guy, and you'll see this beautiful face there. I don't know about beautiful, but LinkedIn too. If you guys are on LinkedIn, I'd love for you guys to follow us on LinkedIn as well. It seems obviously it's more business oriented, but every one of these platforms, we kind of change it up a little bit about what we post. So some things you might see on LinkedIn, some things you might not see on Facebook, some things you might see on YouTube that's not on anything else. So especially TikTok. TikTok is totally different. So like us, share us. If you're into what I do here, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And, it's all about sharing what you like. And I always like to do that, no matter what I like. So that's the information right there for you. Check it out. Let's get into some news, shall we? So let's see. What's the first article I have here? Yes, of course. We need to talk about whipped hot chocolate now. So we had the whipped coffee phase, if you saw it during the pandemic. Now we have whipped hot chocolate. And I feel like I hear Liz screaming in the background. No, I'm just kidding. But whipped hot chocolate. So yes, this will definitely be something that you will see on our YouTube channel being made this fall. And maybe even some interesting takes on this. A lot of people liked our whipped coffee video that we did. A little hands-on one. Maybe I'm sure we'll do one for the hot chocolate, but maybe we'll do something a little bit different since everyone's into these whipped coffee or whipped coffee. Everything's whipped, So anyways, so basically I'm assuming it looks like it's the same way. You basically take now, instead of instant espresso or instant coffee, you're now taking hot chocolate powder and mixing it into a whipped texture. Since that seems like that's the pattern, and all you have to do is add sugar and I think heavy cream or what have you. Now it's going to be anything that's a powdered form can be whipped, and then you can drink it. I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge, I don't want to say I wasn't a huge fan, but when we did the whipped coffee thing, I've tried whipped coffee several different ways now, and I am just simply, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the perfect fan for whipped coffee. It's really kind of bitter to me and really harsh. And maybe you guys tell me if you've fallen in love with the whipped coffee phase. I'm just not a big fan of some of these things. And it's not, it's not that it necessarily is bad, but I don't like a lot of sugary drinks either. So I'm kind of particular with that. Anything that's too over the top, which when we made the whip, some of it was really good. There's some instant coffees that you can use for the whipped coffee that are good. And some powders are not so good. So anyways, keep that in mind. For the fall, and like I said, we will definitely do a video on the whipped hot chocolate. Okay, let's talk about this. This is kind of disturbing. So this guy, you remember the story back in I guess it was back with McDonald's when the lady burned her genitals. Well, this is something similar. Though this guy did it with tea, and he did it at Starbucks. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't think I would see this really going very far. But I tell you what, there's a picture in here, and I'm not going to say it's extremely graphic or anything, but I think it's worth taking a look at. If there's small children in the room, they can leave. But, it's actually this, and let's see if it's going to show the picture. Yeah. Look at this guy's hands. I mean, they're like burnt. And, I've been around coffee for many, many years. I've never burnt myself with like that. I've literally held my hand under a steam wand before and burnt it with hot water. I've burnt parts of my body with that. Turning on the steam wand or turning on the hot water through the steam wand, and it just shoots out and burns you. I think every barista has had that experience. But this was tea, and this is what happened to his hands. And it sounds like he was getting something pulled up at the window in his SUV, and the lid, I guess, came off. It said the lid lost its seal with the cup, dislodged from the top of the cup. Hot tea spilled on him. Left hand during the transfer. The cup overturned on the window seal, and the hot tea poured onto his hand, stomach, and pelvic area, covering in scalding tea, unable to open his door to escape because it was near the drive-through window. He accelerated from the window. He pulled adjacent lot, hastily exited the vehicle, and stripped off his sweatpants. He spent 11 days at a burn unit at UC Davis. I mean, it's not funny, but I tell you what, that is... I mean, just on his hands, you can imagine what everything else is. I mean, that is pretty bad. And so, what happened with, if I remember right, it was an interesting case. But what happened with the McDonald's case, if you guys remember when the lady burnt her pelvic area, it wasn't the fact that the coffee was hot, because I studied this case. I was a political science major, so we studied a lot of case law, and I took a hospitality course. Hospitality and law course, and that was one of the cases that we went over. And to me, it was so interesting because, and I'm gonna get back here. To me, it was so interesting because it wasn't the fact that the coffee was hot. So you have kind of they call it. I'm trying to think right off the top of my head now. I'm on the spot. It's basically called the expectations test or what have you in legal theory or law or whatever. And so reasonable expectations. So, coffee is a reasonable expectation that it's hot. If there was like something in your food or something, as long as it was reasonably expected to be there or could be there, then that passes the muster for that, right? But with the McDonald's case, I think it was actually that the coffee cup was not marked hot. I could be one of the reasons. And then two, the reason why they won the case was also because coffee is meant to be hot, but what McDonald's was doing, and this might be what Starbucks is doing as well, is that they actually went in and they customized their machines, because what happened was one of the biggest complaints and the loss in their coffee sales was that people were not buying the coffee or what have you, or they were complaining that the coffee was cold by the time they got to their location through the drive-thru. So, you pick up your coffee, go through a drive-thru, you maybe take a sip. Normally you probably wouldn't because you think it's too hot. And then you take it to your place of work and then you start drinking it. Well, I guess what was happening is it was too cold by the time it got wherever it was going. So they bumped it up several degrees. I think it went up to like 230 or some ridiculous number McDonald's did. And that's what happened. And the lady burnt herself because the coffee, yes, it's expected to be hot, but not to be tampered to make overly hot, above boiling or what have you. And so that's how McDonald's got in trouble. And I wonder if Starbucks did something like this. But anyways, read the article, check it out. I think it's definitely interesting. Let's talk about matcha. So matcha, top 10 reasons to drink matcha. Let's see what those are. Matcha, just so you guys know, it's like a Japanese green tea, but it's in like a powdered form. So if you guys are not familiar with matcha, there's a lot of great matchas out there. We even carry a matcha that we do for events. And I'm going to, once again, have struggles with trying to get this thing to stay. Okay. So high in antioxidants, could help prevent cancer. That's awesome. Improves heart health. Looks like there's EGCGs. Help enhance the lining of the blood vessels to keep cholesterol low. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Boost brain function. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I've heard that with green tea. Can help promote weight loss, reduce inflammation, and caffeine without the jitters. Boosts immune system, improves bone health, and reduces anxiety. So if you guys never tried matcha, I would definitely highly recommend to try some matcha. It's actually really good. The matcha we have, it's actually in a powdered form, and we use it. We can even do a frappe. We used to do frappe matchas. And they're actually really, really good. And it's sweet. It's blended with some soy and different types of milk, and then also with some sugar, which makes it really, really sweet and good. But you could also do it hot. Some people are really into matcha and just trying different matchas. And I would definitely say if you want to do that, check out your grocery store. They'll have several different kinds, normally in a powder form. Sometimes I believe they're in like a tea bag too. But anyways, try it out. Let us know what you think. If you've never had it, it might be something to look at and check out. Okay, so what are we going to talk today about? Hot shots. All right, well, I don't have matcha to offer you guys right now, but I do have our holiday. We're getting into the holidays, and the great thing about that is with the holidays coming around, we change up a lot of things on our menu. If you're not familiar with that, now you know. And I'm going to go through this here with you, just a little bit of what we do during the holidays, because I think it's important. We're getting right there. We're kind of bunning up to October, and pretty much everything starting October 1st here at Hot Shots almost does a reversal. So our everything from our menu for our lattes and what we offer there. We also add on our hot chocolate bar experience, which is a full custom experience, which I'll get into here a little bit too for you guys, just so you have a little bit idea of what we do during the holiday season and what we can offer you and your clients and all that type of great things, or especially if you're thinking of a wedding coming up and you're thinking of something fun and different for your wedding. Then I thought, it's probably good to just share this information, because a lot of times people think of us as only a coffee experience, but we're much, much more than that. So let's get into it, shall we? So we have our holiday menu starting October 1st. This changes. Normally we do our standard menu, the French vanillas, the caramel, hazelnuts, and chais. So then when the holiday hits, we say October 1st through January 1st is basically our timeline here. And basically this is our holiday menu. So you get regular lattes, regular cappuccinos, espresso. Remember, everything like we do standard. And then also able to make any of these lattes, I should say, over regular or decaf espresso. But the real big change is, peppermint mocha latte, pumpkin spice latte, caramel apple butter latte, which I'll show you a picture of here. It's delicious. We top it off with caramel drizzle and a little bit of cinnamon. Peppermint hot chocolates, the hot chocolates. Now, we always have hot chocolate throughout the whole year, but we do pretty much add in this peppermint flavoring for the holiday menu. So peppermint mocha, peppermint hot chocolate, which I tell you what, there's so many people that wait for us every year. Out of all the drinks that we do, probably the most popular drink that people say that they wait for year after year is the peppermint mocha latte. And I don't know what it is. It's, for us, it's just, obviously we use great ingredients. We use fresh ingredients. the highest quality ingredients, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. I know Starbucks for a long time used powders for their hot chocolate, so it's really hard to even get some good chocolate going based on where you look. But you don't have to look very far with us. So a lot of people love that peppermint hot chocolate. Let's see here. So this is then our hot chocolate layers bar. We call it the hot chocolate layers bar or the hot chocolate experience. This is really cool, a really cool experience because this isn't just like your standard hot chocolate. Most caterers that come out and do hot chocolate, they're going to take milk and chocolate, mix it together. They're going to put it in an urn and they're going to bring it out to you. And more than likely, it's going to be a little cooler than when it was first made. It's also going to taste, the longer it sits in that container, it's going to start changing in taste and everything else. And then a lot of times people make it with water. They don't even use milk. So, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that cut corners that you guys might have hired and know what I'm talking about. If not, then definitely keep that in mind. We don't cut corners when we do hot chocolate. We don't cut corners when we do anything here at Hot Shots. You should know that by now. But we do a hot chocolate layers bar. So listen to this. So the basis of the hot chocolate, you get to choose. This is what your guests get to choose when they do this. And normally it's made with baristas behind a bar, but this is also something that you can do self-serve. A barista would still need to be there just because we have dispensers for the milk. But listen to this offering. So your guests, when they come up to the bar, they get to choose a choice from a white chocolate base or a dark chocolate base, basically a milk chocolate base. Excuse me. So they get to choose between that. Then they get to choose their flavoring. So they get to choose peppermint, French vanilla, caramel, pumpkin spice. Okay. On top of that, then they get to choose their toppings as the third layer. Whipped cream, syrup toppings, marshmallows, cinnamon, peppermint sticks. So that kind of finalizes it off. I mean, I've seen people, they put everything in this thing. And that's what it's all about. It's about having fun, doing something out of the box. I mean, we've had people come up and do white chocolate with peppermint. Then we've had people come up and do milk chocolate with pumpkin spice. So it's always fun doing something different, and especially when we're using the freshest quality ingredients and some great products. It makes for a really, really fun event. When we do this, the syrups and everything come first, and then we actually pour liquid hot milk into the cup and mix it all together, and then they're able to put their toppings on last. So it really makes it the freshest hot chocolate you can have as well. It's not something that's been sitting here for 4 hours and you come up and you taste it and you're like, oh gosh, it's not what I expected. Or it's a water-based hot chocolate. We all know we hate those. So, if you want a hot chocolate experience this year, definitely take a look at our hot chocolate layers bar for our gourmet hot chocolate experience. I will definitely tell you, your guests will love this. Mulled cider. So this is an add-on that we have. This is not really something that we just throw out there and have it as a single a la carte item, though it can be. But we have a wonderful mulled cider. And if you're not familiar with what mulled cider is, it's basically hot apple cider, but then we use mulling spices and we spice it up a little bit. A lot of people love this. It's great around, especially that when it's cold and it's nice crisp air, some nice hot mulled cider. We've been doing this for years. It's kind of my mother's recipe. We've been doing this for generations. She's got it from her mother. And it's really, mulled cider is more of a northern thing. You've probably heard of mulled wine. It's kind of a similar process. But the mulling spices just add different, like cinnamon, cloves, orange peels, things like that. Just add this extra level into that apple cider that really just make it nice and crisp. And I tell you what, it is delicious, if I do say so myself. If you're into that, I would definitely add this on as well this holiday season for you guys out there that are looking to do more events with us in the fall. This is definitely something you might want to take a look at. This is a picture of the caramel apple butter latte. It looks really, really good, if I do say so myself. Cinnamon and caramel drizzle on top. This one is very interesting. At first, I wasn't a big fan of it, and when I tell people what it tastes like, you may or may not be turned off by this. But if you've ever been to one of those like holiday craft stores, and you guys might know what I'm talking about, but if you've ever been to like those holiday craft stores, or like those, like you go to a small town on the square or what have you, and you go into like one of those stores, and it's basically all wood, and they got the apple candles and all that. The way that store smells, the country stores, if you know what I'm talking about, is what this tastes like. So it's really in your face, apple, cinnamon, but it's very, very good. And so I know that may be a turnoff for some folks, but I think it's delicious. And it's very, very unique. We used to do the gingerbread latte. I'll tell you, it wasn't that impactful. So we took it off, and we've had this on for the last 3 holiday seasons, and people just absolutely love this thing. But you have to like apples. You have to like cinnamon. It's almost like drinking an apple pie. If you don't like that concept, then you probably won't like it. And more likely, you're probably a pumpkin spice person anyways. So, so that's our fall favorites catered to you. The caramel apple butter latte, the pumpkin spice, the peppermint mocha. Those are the 3 heavy hitters that are on our menu during the fall. This is kind of funny. I always say, don't let Uncle Bob or whoever, or Uncle Joe, handle your hot chocolate this year. You're going to have an event. You're going to have a party. Don't let your brother, your stepbrother, whoever does the hot chocolate, let him take a break. Let him enjoy the party this year. And let the professionals handle your hot chocolate this year. So call us at Hot Shots. We can definitely help you out with this, because normally Uncle Ned doesn't know how to work the percolator, and he's using the Swiss Miss, and he's probably filling it up with the water from the hose in the backyard. So let's do it a little bit different this year. Let's make it nice, and give us a call. We're only a phone call away. These here are our holiday cookies that we do. Just some samples of what we do. So normally we like to do a holiday cookie tray every year. That kind of starts as well. So us from pastries, we do actually a biscotti tower, which is really, really popular. And, our biscotti tower is kind of really the main thing that we do. We don't do any cakes, we don't do anything big or anything like that, but we do biscotti, very, very good biscotti. And then we do our holiday cookies, and we're slowly adding more and more things on. We do, for instance, we have a coffee cake that we do for one client, and they absolutely love it. They use it with us every single year. They have to have it, and it's delicious. So there's some other things there too that we offer, that's not on the menu, but something we can always do just about anything. But yeah, these cookies are really, really good. If you like the holiday cookies, and our holiday cookie tray is pretty much what you're going to find. This is all from our family recipes. So these are things that you're going to find probably very similar to when you were a kid having cookies or what have you, or your cookies that your mother made. These are the cookies that my mother makes every year for the holidays. So we've kind of taken those recipes and brought them into Hot Shots, and people just love them. So these are pecan tassies on top, and these are we call them Italian wedding cookies on the bottom. The last ones here, these are called thumbprint cookies. They're very, 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 very good. So think about that. We've have them here. This was, and I'm just going to show you some pictures of some of the events we've done in the last couple of years, just so you have some ideas on how this all looks and can be used. So this was actually at Fossil last year at the Galleria. We did an event for them. And we did the holiday cookie tray. We had some other cookies mixed in there, but you see some of the same cookies there that were delicious, and so they absolutely loved our service. Here's Dawn. We did a hot chocolate bar in their custom shop, which was kind of like right out front, but it was a great experience. People loved it, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. Here's something we done for someone in their own home, which was really nice. A lot of fun as well. This is one that we've done in the past. This is for actually a motorcycle, I guess motorcycle mod company. They were out kind of in Fort Worth, um, and so we did a lot of events for them. Their whole facility was like 500 people in an hour that we used to do. It was great. Here's one for Target Base. Look how good that looks. So that's like a peppermint mocha with chocolate and caramel and cinnamon on top. So that looks just delicious. This is something we did outside for someone at the Highland Park Village. Highland Park Village we do every year. You'll normally see us at one of those shops or several of those shops every single year. We normally do a custom hot chocolate bar or just something fun and different at all these events. And this was a custom table they wanted to put out with the bar. This is the Episcopal School, I think. So they have a beautiful kind of cafeteria, and we set up every year. Every other year, we do a coffee bar for their staff, and they absolutely love it. They do 1 year they do offsite, and then 1 year they do onsite. And every time they do onsite, they typically use us, and so we really appreciate them for that. And they have an awesome school, awesome teachers. Teachers are really appreciative of this stuff. I will tell you that. Teachers and nurses. I was just talking to someone the other day and just saying, like, they were talking about having a teacher's event. And I think she was a teacher. And, I always say how appreciative they are because they're always one of the few customers that always come back for seconds. These are drinks topped with whipped cream and sugar and sweet and all that. So our drinks are pretty decadent. So most of the time, I wouldn't say most of the time, but a lot of times people normally get one and they're done. But teachers and nurses, they will have 2 to 3 lattes and then some. So we really appreciate them. They love our coffee, and we love everything that they do for the kids, and then obviously for the patients with the nurses. So here's a peppermint mocha, which looks pretty good, top-down view. This is a hot chocolate experience. So very much like I said before, you got your marshmallows, you got your peppermint sticks, and then we use these beautiful urns that we serve from that really dress up the experience. No matter where we go and where we do the experience, it makes for an awesome event. This is a really cool one too. We love going out to this place. This was us, the 4-man team here. This was actually Hall Office Park. We do a coffee bar for them every year, and this was their holiday one for every. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, if you know where Hall Office Park is, it's about like 10, 13 buildings full of 1,000+ people in each one, and we do that in about 4 hours. We serve everyone out of all those. So when you talk numbers and things with us, I mean, there's no comparison. Starbucks would still be serving them. So, I mean, that's our niche with what we do too, is we have the ability to do things high speed, low drag, and very, very high end quality of product. And people just absolutely just love it. Here's a little peppermint mocha and a little mini biscotti tower. This is a group. We do this. This is at Winstead that we do every year for them. Great place to do some coffee. So, yeah. So great experiences throughout the year. We got a lot of stuff for the holidays. So think about that. We also have, we do a lot of gelato, believe it or not, in the fall. And we also are able to we have normally about 2 to 3 holiday flavors that come out there. Pumpkin spice is one of them that we get every year. So if you're interested in doing some gelato, just know that we also have holiday gelato as well. So we got a lot of great things. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about, on Sunday we did an open house. And the open house is at this location. It's called the Pearl. So if any of you brides are out there or anybody interested getting married, what have you, I will tell you this is a great, beautiful venue. They just finished their chapel. I don't think they have any pictures on this site of the chapel, but I will tell you this is definitely a beautiful location. So I want to give a shout out to them and thank them for inviting us out for their open house. We did our bar, which maybe I'll show that next week. But we have our cart now, which a lot of you guys have probably not seen. You know us of doing a full bar setup, but now we have a mobile coffee cart that we can come out on location with your event. And so that's something that's been in the mix for a while, but we finally have it out. And so we did that for their open house. But great venue if you're looking for a place. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chapel. Check out, obviously, you've probably seen this post and stuff on Facebook. So you can see our cart there. If you guys are on YouTube and you want to check out our cart and everything, come over to Facebook and see our posts. But yeah, other than that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me today. And I also want to thank you guys out there on YouTube. You guys have been awesome. I can tell you, I've only been doing this now for a year, but posting about 1 post per week on average is kind of where I've started doing this. And we're approaching really, really quickly now 500 subscribers. When I started this, and a lot of you guys out there, if you guys are starting a YouTube channel or doing anything, it's really easy to get discouraged. But it's also really easy to not ever think, hey, how many people would I ever get to subscribe and listen to me rant on about whatever I rant about? And in my case, it's about coffee. And so, I'm really excited and happy. I found a little niche here. And I try not to make everything about our gourmet coffee experience and what we do, but really do reviews on coffee and really try different coffees. I have a lot of fun doing that and doing these reviews. So I want to thank you guys out there who have all subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, please go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to that. Hot Shots Catering. Just throw that in the search engine and you'll find us. But yeah, we're coming up on 500. I think we just had 30 subscribers in the last week, 30 or 40 subscribers. Now, that's not a ton of subscribers, but I'm going to tell you, for me, any subscribers, you guys, I just really appreciate it. Let me just put it that way. And to me, it's not so much how many subscribers I have, but how many people are into coffee. And if I can share some knowledge, and for all you guys out there that just took the moment to subscribe to my channel, I just got to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it, and I want to say thank you. So that's it. We're coming up to 500. I'm trying to think of something fun to do for our 500, and then soon after that, we'll be hitting 1,000. And then I think it's going to continue to get faster and faster. But if I stuck at 500, I'd be happy with all you guys. So anyways, I just want to say thank you. And I'm thinking of things to do, and I'll probably announce something here shortly in one of my upcoming videos of what we can do as we get closer to that mark, or if we get into closer to 1,000 mark. Might do probably a little giveaway or something like that, and then maybe have you guys kind of recommend or vote on something for our next videos. So other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me today with Coffee with Chris every Friday here around 10 a.m. And yeah, I want to thank you guys. Go out and try some hot chocolate, whipped hot chocolate. Don't burn yourself. And think about us for your holiday events. This year has been really tough with events in general. And, think about holiday events with us. We'd appreciate it, and we know that you and your guests will love it. Lastly, this may or may not, this probably won't be my last Friday video. I will be going on my honeymoon here shortly, and getting married. So, we'll be talking about that, but you'll start seeing, like I said, a little slowdown in some of these videos, but I'm going to try to give you guys some videos as much as possible. And I want to try to continue to do Coffee with Chris every Friday, though some might be pre-recorded. But other than that, I'll let you guys know when that happens. Thank you guys so much for watching me today, and I will see you guys next Friday. See you then.